The Wisconsin Supreme Court election is the only statewide race on today's ballot, but there are also a handful of local races, including in Onalaska, where they will narrow the field of candidates from mayor down to just 2.
News 8 Now's Tyler Jobe is live at one of the polling places in Onalaska tonight.
Good evening, Mike and Martha. I am at the Onalaska Armory for the mayoral primary election, and voters are continuing to file in here into the Armory for the election, and election staff are trying to keep things running as smoothly as possible. As you see, a voter is filling out some information there, and I'm actually standing here with Onalaska City Clerk Carrie Burmaster. Carrie, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for coming and joining us up here.
Yeah, absolutely. So how has voter turnout been going?
Voter turnout's been great. It was a little bit slow this morning with the weather, but this afternoon it has picked up immensely.
Yeah, and how many people are taking advantage of early voting?
We had approximately about 500 voters that voted absentee, and those were processed through the machines already. And then we've had more than that here. There's usually about a quarter of our voters that vote absentee.
Yeah, and did Onalaska do anything different to maybe increase voter registration?
We didn't do anything differently. We do have websites that they can use now that make things a little more easy to request those absentee ballots or find out where their voting locations are. So just encouraging them with those, with posting them on our website and informing them of things like that when they call the office.
Yeah, and it looks like staffing has been going pretty well here at the Armory, but what about staffing at other polling places?
All the polling places are doing very well with the staffing and keeping up with the voters. We also had great staffing in the office, so I think it's been a good experience for all the voters.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Carrie.
Thank you.
All right, and as one more reminder, if you have not voted yet, there still is time. All you have to do is show up, show your valid ID, and if you are registered, you can go to the voting booth and go on and vote for your candidate. Reporting live at the Onalaska Armory, I'm Tyler Jobe for News 8 Now. Mike and Martha, back to you in studio.
All right, thanks so much, Tyler. And polling places will remain open until 8 o'clock tonight. And as long as you are in line by 8 o'clock, you will be allowed to vote.
3 candidates are vying for a 10-year term on the state Supreme Court. Former Governor Scott Walker appointed Daniel Kelly to the court back in 2016 to replace retiring Justice David Prosser.
Well, the conservative Justice Kelly is facing a challenge from liberal-backed Dane County Circuit Court Judge Jill Karofsky and also Marquette University Law School Professor Ed Falone. The top 2 move on to the general election in April. The outcome will determine the makeup of the state's high court. So if Kelly moves on tonight and wins in April, conservatives will keep their 5-2 majority.
There is also a special election to fill the remainder of the term in the U.S. House of Representatives for Wisconsin's 7th Congressional District. Sean Duffy, the incumbent representative, announced his resignation back in September of last year because his wife was about to give birth to a child with a heart condition. Voters will have the opportunity to narrow down the options between 2 Republican and Democratic candidates. Tricia Zunker and Lawrence Dale will be on the Democratic ticket, while Jason Church and Tom Tiffany will be the 2 Republican options.
And although there are 4 names listed for the race in Onalaska's mayor, there are only 3 candidates that are still running. They're filling a position that former Mayor Joe Chilson had to step away from early because of health concerns. Former candidate Bob Muth also cited health reasons for dropping out of the race. Interim Mayor Kim Smith and former Onalaska City Council President Jim Benash, as well as Terry Bauer, who has worked at Reinhardt Food Service for more than 25 years and is also the co-founder of Moon Tunes in La Crosse.
Voters in Tomah are also deciding on the city's next mayor there. Incumbent Mike Murray is facing a challenge from 3 candidates: former Mayor Nellie Pater, Tomah High School student Brett Larkin, and former City Council member Remy Gomez. The top 2 vote-getters move on to April, and we will have all the election results as they come in on news8000.com tonight. You can also tune in tonight for News 8 Now at 10.